matrimonial cases, like I was telling you, in matrimonial cases, counseling the client is very important factor. You must have a good relation with the client. In a lot of matters, what will happen is the lady, the girl, the victim, or the boy, the husband won't have much say in the matter. It will be the parents or the guides or the person bringing in, who, or the guardian, who will have the much say. So you have to develop, sometimes you have to develop trust with those people who are thrice your age, who are into their 70s or 80s. So you have to evolve yourself and your personality also according to it. Building a relationship of faith and trust is important. Peace follows once trust is built. Always focus on trust, especially in matrimonial cases. What I have personally learned myself is that trust is the most important factor in a matrimonial client case. If the client is trusting you, even if the maintenance comes to a lower amount, even if you lose in a maintenance case, even if you lose custody, then also if the trust is there, client is going to continue, because the matrimonial case incepted just because there was a trust deficit between the two parties. So this factor is very important. Now, the maximum litigations also arise out of matrimonial cases only. There are matters in Mahila courts. There are Mahila courts all around. There are specific courts that have been set up for women. Family courts are there under Family Courts Act, which are taking up a lot of matters. Civil courts are there. They all are flooded with matters arising out of matrimonial disputes. And your first briefs could be one of them. You would be sitting in drawing room with someone and someone would be taking advice from you. You must remember one more thing that I want to share you, because I may miss it due to shortage of time, that your first briefs will be coming from your first leads will be coming out from your outermost circles. And that's a hard fact. And you must remember it. You must give your best everywhere. But your outermost circles will be giving you the maximum leads in the starting years. Why? Your relatives will be just judging you. Your closed ones will be judging you. And they will be saying, once you are settled, once they have a confidence that yes, you are able to get matters, then only they'll be giving you the matters. But the people from the outermost circles won't be judging you more. They don't know your background. They won't be judgmental to you. And that's why you may be getting from them. And for that, you need to gain your merit, because they are the only people who will actually judge you on the basis of your merit and not your past. So that's a life lesson that I wanted to share in between. Available remedies in matrimonial cases. I was highlighting this earlier also, that what are the available remedies? You must know the remedies. It must be on your tips. You can go to a family court, you can go to a Mahila court, you can go to a civil judge. For family court, you can go for example, I'm presuming that both the parties are Hindus. In that case, you can seek relief under Hindu Marriage Act. It could be a restitution of conjugal rights case, or it could be a case of divorce. It could, if a girl is asking for alimony, because financial loss is the biggest loss to the opposite parties. And it is a very important factor and a material factor in getting the settlements done also. So alimony is a very important factor for the client, especially when you're from the victim side. So alimony release under section 24 HMA, 18 HMA, or 125 CRPC, which is a different relief in itself, and a very effective and the most effective one actually for maintenance. So you must know that. You must know which is the most effective relief also. Like for example, as far as alimony is concerned, once an HMA suit is filed, maintenance pendant light can be sought under 24 HMA. Or in an adoption case, 18 HMA 18 HAMA relief for alimony can be sought. Maintenance can be sought. But I know that 125 CRPC is the most effective remedy, because if the other person is not paying, then he can be sent to custody. Now, as a lawyer, I must know that. And I must convey this message to the party or to the client also, that by this remedy, I can send that person behind the bars. So this is the most effective remedy. And once client gets to know this thing, he will feel more confident. So this is also a very important thing. Apart from knowing available remedies, you must know which is the most effective remedy. For example, if I talk about Mahila court, now getting an FIR lodged is a cumbersome job in India, a very, very cumbersome job. And now after the setting up of women's cells, it has become being very tedious. Some lawyers go to police stations and get the FIRs lodged and assist them. We must know to be known to that facet also. We must not feel uncomfortable in our initial years to step out of the comfort zone of courtrooms itself. We must be known to the different facets. We must know that if a FIR is not lodged, then I can tell my client that you can go for a criminal complaint under section 200 CRPC as well. Or I can file an application under 156 clause 3 as well. I must know that if these reliefs are not tenable, or if we are not able to get those reliefs, I can file a complaint under section 12 DV Act also. So I must know all the reliefs, and I must know where they are going, in which court they will go. It has happened with me. that I thought I'll just share with you. I got my first 138 NIA matter, and on the first date, I said to the court that I'll file the written statement within 30 days. And the court was laughing, and everybody was feeling so amused that this person has received the first brief. So this happens. We learn, we fall, we learn, but we must know what are the remedies. We must know what are the steps. It is not necessary for everyone to learn it always the hard way. We can learn from others' mistakes also. Now we should also know that if it's a matter involving injunction, then we can file injunction suit as well. A lot of parties file injunction suits in matrimonial cases also, with regarding to property or restraining the other party to sell off the ancestral property, where a right of a child could be there and child is in the custody of the mother and she has been thrown out of the house. Remedies may vary as per facts, but you must know. You must have an overview.